clap, clap.
I got to clap.
You have to clap.
Clapping. Look, I'm no good with clapping.
Good.
I don't know how to clap. The last time.
Welcome back to the Mental Lab, guys. It's your host time here. Trying to see how I can do this.
So many gay goes back.
Oh. Hi, guys. Charming here.
Burns.
That was in my mouth for a long time.
Burns, don't it?
Oh. Okay.
It could be worse. You know, you could have the chlamydia burn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It could be that.
That's why I don't do all this clapping, because I ended up getting
Oh,
clapped
my God.
time.
Okay. You know, I watched, I'm going to have to show you the video, but I watched this video. This chick was like, it was like a meeting of all the different STDs and STIs. And like, they're all at this table trying to figure out like, whether they're going to be STDs or STIs. And it was entertaining. It was a very entertaining video. God, this is so much. I'm getting hot. Like I just licked my lips and I felt it all the tangy. What is it? Lime? Is it like tangy or like?
It's a little sour.
Sour? Okay, really sour. And I don't like sour. Anyway, so the video was really entertaining and good. And I like the chick that does them. And so she had like gonorrhea there, like chlamydia, syphilis, herpes. She had all of them at the table and they were all talking about it and whatever.
Did she have the crabs?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so they're all arguing about like who is the most popular and who like does the best job of like, you know, like infecting people. It's really funny. It's funny. But anyway, eventually HIV shows up and they're like all the diseases are like, hi, HIV. Like, that's like, she's like a god. Like, oh my
Queen
God.
of STDs.
Right? Yeah. And it was a good video. You need to watch it. I'm going to show it to you.
For some strange reason, I have the that baby mama from Medea's Big Happy Family. The one Romeo's baby mama. Byron. Yeah. Why is it I can picture her as one of the STI STDs?
Because she was nasty.
Well, I mean, so is my sister, but that don't mean I'm going to classify her as an STI STD.
I feel like you probably classified her as worse things.
I have, actually.
Yeah, so at least some of those things you can get over and cure and help. You take care of and manage.
I mean, just for Valentine's Day this year, I gave my sister a tube of anti-itch cream for her crabs. I was trying to help her help herself so she can at least go get laid.
Okay, guys. Welcome back to the Mental Lab. I'm gonna just say right now, I don't know what I didn't even plan for that opening to happen in that way at all.
Sorry.
Sorry. So anyway, if you like what you see here, we got a lot of stuff. We got an awesome episode planned for you guys. Planned for him. You got to get to meet a new book. Speaking of him and this book, who are you? Tell them who you are.
What's going on, y'all? My name's Adam. My name is Adam. Y'all can call me Slim Jim. I'm a truck driver. My handle name is Slim Jim.
Your Instagram handle?
No, my CB radio handle.
What's that? Is that like the
CB radio?
Like when they call like something Slim Jim? This is bone and marrow. Well, I mean,
it could be worse. They could be calling me by my old stripper name, and we ain't about to have that.
We're not gonna talk
I'm not about to go down that road with them motherfuckers. Sorry, mofos.
It's okay. Nobody cares.
I'm not happy about that.
What, the cursing or the Slim Jim?
No, my old.
Oh, the stripper name. Wait, we just talked about that last night, yesterday.
Yeah, because remember I showed it to you last night.
What was it?
I'm not telling you while that microphone is on.
No, I'm trying to remember.
Because it was that Facebook status.
It was like chicken legs.
No, not close, but no.
Oh, I can't remember what it was.
It's something you can go down to the road and get at Parker's all the time.
What can I get from Parker's? All the time.
But what's
that would be considered a stripper. If I can get it at Parker's, can I get it at Walmart?
I've already said it right there within its own self.
Legs chicken?
Not chicken, but you already almost said it. That's considered stripper.
Oh, chicken strips.
It's not my fault. My mama.
I knew there was something with chicken in there. I just could not.
I was scared. I'm insecure. Okay.
Speaking of which, I need to take the chicken out. I think I have some chicken out to make because I think one of the meals I'm supposed to be making this week is chicken strips, and so.
I'm glad my stripper name reminded you to take the chicken out.
Chicken strips with corn and green beans. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. It looked pretty good on a picture.
I might have to come back up here for that night.
That's like tonight. I need to make that. No, we got food.
Yeah,
we did go get food.
Yeah, we went and got Chinese.
You know how much money I've spent
I ate some poor little girl's stray cat.
Them beef short ribs are good. like really good.
Some little girl gonna wake up in the morning, Mommy, where's my kitty? And somebody else's septic tank.
You know, this is a channel. Hey guys, trigger warning, okay? I'm just gonna do it now. Again, I always end up having to do the trigger warnings early because of what my crazy friends be saying, okay? And so trigger warning. Here on the Mental Lab, apparently today, we talk about sisters who are crabs
sister who got the crab.
Asian food and cats and dogs getting shredded and stuff. So if those things, trigger you or offend you, one, that's not the goal. We're just being entertaining.
I mean y'all no harm. Trust me. I love everybody and I hate everybody. Trust me. I mean nobody no harm.
But with that being said, seriously, we do talk about a lot of serious different topics in these episodes and on the podcast. So whenever you do go through and you're binge watching and binge listening to all the podcasts this season, because it's like number 12 or 13 or something like that.
I think this is number 12.
Your book number 8, and so there was 7 plus 8 is 13.
No, 7 plus 8 is 15. The alcohol done got you, didn't it?
No, and so like trigger warning. Here we talk about a lot of different things. And apparently in this episode, we have already covered all the triggers. So if you do know that you're triggered by alcoholic, what do we call those? Like,
alcoholism, STD,
sexual, infections, and racism, words, and math. Apparently today is not going to be good. So if you're a mathematician and you just heard me say 7 plus 8 is 13.
Today's biggest trigger, math.
That's
my best subject in high school and my worst one now.
Yeah, that was my best. That was my favorite subject in high school.
I actually had to help my sister when she was going through nursing school with hers on her fractions and what have you for the medicines, for the injections and what have you. I helped out her with that a lot.
When I was in high school, I was great at math. Amazing at math. I went to college and I started doing math. It was fun, whatever. But 1 o'clock, wait, I got to finish trigger one. Okay, so if you guys do find out that realize that you're triggered during anything in this episode, the first thing I want you to do is put your phone down or do whatever. I want you to run all the way to the gym. When you've got there, hopefully you got a good sweat in, and I want you to do 500 squats until you cannot squat anymore. Well, 500 squats or until you cannot squat anymore. And after you can't squat anymore, I want you to go lay down in the stretching room and just pull your hamstrings all the way up and just scream at the top of your lungs. I don't care who's around, but just scream. I'm pretty sure everybody else will understand. And once you've done that and you got all of that out of your system, and you're in lots of physical pain, hopefully the emotional pain is not there. I want you to find your way over to our website, officialmentallab.com/resources. I don't know, is this, when I do this, to me, this way is a regular slash, right? But so I should do this way. So /resources, right? Right, because if they're looking and I do that, or is it that?
You got to
/resources, guys. Go just click the resources tab. There's a bunch of resources up there, like over 90 different resources at this point, maybe 100. I don't know. Every episode, I probably say 80, 90, or 100. But there's a lot of them up there. Do I feel like going to count? No, I count it whenever I continuously put them up there. But also right now, check it out, because if you guys do notice that you're addicted to certain things or things like that, our actual spotlight sponsor is listed up at the top page from the Addiction Center. I talk about it all the time. The Addiction Center is a great resource to utilize because they specialize in addictions and mental health and how they work with each other. So without even like knowing it, you might not realize that sometimes your addiction leads to mental health issues or vice versa. You might have mental health issues and it can lead to certain addictions. They are here to help. Make sure you like take down our phone number, put that stuff in there because you never know what kind of addictions you might end up getting. And it can be things as hard as like drugs or things as hard as like sex addictions and things like that. So make sure you check them out.
Or caffeine.
So make sure you check them out. But like I said, at the end of the day, if you do find yourself triggered, make sure you get that help. Bookmark some of the stuff. Take the phone numbers down, list them all on your phone, like do those kinds of things. So when you need help, I want you to be able to find help quickly and easily. So, yeah. So,
I'm sitting over here like a good little child of God.
I had a good day today, I guess. I had a horrible night last night. My day started off really bad. So obviously, I told you. So last night I had a really bad nightmare. And last night was like the first time, like 3 or 4 days that I actually went to sleep. And like, I know I needed to sleep. And I always sleep, and I told you guys, I always sleep when there's somebody else around my house or whatever. Whether they're like sleeping with me, sleeping in another room, sleeping downstairs, or just there awake. I just sleep better. Does not mean that the nightmares don't stop, unfortunately. I wish it did, but they don't. And yeah, we're almost at the end of filming, so hopefully pretty soon. But the nightmare last night was tragic. Like, very tragic. There was so much stuff to unpack in it that I'll probably discuss on my audio podcast that I film or record next.
Maybe make that into a podcast within its own self.
Yeah, it'll be part of it. But yeah, it was nightmares. They suck. And it got so bad, like I fell back asleep too, and I was like, no, and I had a continuation of that episode, and I was like, no, I'm just getting up. I don't want to lay down anymore. And I was very frustrated. I took a nice bath. It was nice. I put a nice little bath bomb in there. It smelled good. It looked good.
Did you ever get the ones from Lush that I was telling you about?
No, I still haven't even been up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to go up there next month. I can make a quick drive by if I need to.
I mean, I'm sure there's a Lush in Tennessee. Yeah, but it was nice. I got it from Bath, like that store out downtown that I really like going to. Yeah, I love their bath bombs, and their bath bombs are like evolving. So that's nice. And it was nice. My friend Tristan, my boy from back in Arizona, we ended up video chatting while I was in the tub, and that was cool. And he got to show me some of his drawings, and then my mom called and talked about it a bunch. So I got my mind off of it, listened to a little bit of music, thought through some things for the podcast and all that kind of stuff. And I was feeling a bit better when I got out. But I'm feeling a lot better than I have been recently. So that's good, I guess. At least right now. Because, you know.
Well, you did make that 20-minute nap earlier.
I did. You're right. Yeah. So anyway, what's going on with you?
What's going on with me?
Yeah, they ain't never met you before, so they don't know anything about your life. And the last time I saw you was like apparently
Halloween night.
2 months ago.
When we were sitting there telling the little kids to go away because we wanted the candy for ourselves. Because, you know, we just don't like kids.
Yeah. I bought all that candy.
It's okay. We don't like kids.
I don't have any of that candy no more.
I know.
I took like almost all of it. Did I give you some to go home with? Oh, yeah.
No.
You didn't want it?
No, I wanted some, but you didn't.
I didn't give you any? No. Really?
You know I'm a chocoholic.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that's the biggest
there's like a few pieces left.
Well, yeah, but now it's like the thought that counts is kind of just like a little late, don't you think?
I'm sorry. I was so inconsiderate of you.
Okay, I'll take that apology into consideration.
Yeah, so anyway, what's been going on in your life?
Well, let's see. You haven't seen me since Halloween? Mm-hmm. I still oversee 4 people's lives, including mine and Daddy. Well, excluding mine and Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I work 5 to 6 days a week. Actually, I work Christmas Eve down at the port.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I charged them for everything.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that, and I was like, they should have paid you like 3 times. And then you told me how much it was, and I was like, I don't know how much that is because I don't know how much you regularly get, but you know.
Well, I was the only one working that day anyway.
Right. Yeah. You did say that.
With everything that's been going on, you know, with the shipping lines and whatnot being slow and everything, things have kind of slowed down there at the port, you know. So it kind of puts a strain on all of us.
What port? Is it like a cruise port? I don't know.
No, the Savannah
it's
port.
Like the bridge.
Yeah, there's 3 of them down there. You've got the Savannah Port, Ocean Terminal, and the Kowloon Terminal. All 3 ports are
these like water ports?
Yes.
So
I haul containers.
Oh, I didn't know that. like the ribbed containers.
Mm-hmm. I haul containers.
I didn't know that. To the boats, and then the boats like go around the world and drop them off somewhere else. Yeah. I didn't know that.
And I actually took one to.
Did you just start doing that?
No, I've been doing it for going on 1.5 years, almost 2 years.
Well, when we met, you weren't.
I was not. No, I was a dump wagon hauler. I was doing dump wagons. And then last July, I started doing this as an owner of an LLC. So I'm an owner.
I didn't know that. I guess that's cool.
I took a container to Jacksonville on Wednesday. I won't ever touch that thing again.
So, wait, you're never going to touch Jacksonville again?
No, I'm just, if they try to get me to go there, no.
You don't like Jacksonville?
I like Jacksonville, but I'm not going to that customer.
Oh.
They got their product up off the container, whoopie-doo all day.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had to sit there live unload. No big deal. I don't care. What I do care about is the fact there was a big old spider come up off that container. And look, I'm only scared of one thing on this god green earth, and that is a spider. That will make my inner gay guy come right up out of there, and I will scream like a girl. That spider was so big. He went to go hit it with that broom bucket that you can And I looked dead at him. I was like, boss, that ain't going to do you no good. That spider's going to catch that and hit you with it.
Oh, my God.
He had to kill it with a confounded forklift.
What is it? I don't like spiders. And I don't like snakes. But I really hate snakes. And I mean, if I could kill a snake with a forklift, I would.
I mean, I'm gay. I can kill it with a snake.
It's a spider. Oh, man.
But I cannot deal with no 8-legged creep. And it was that big. I mean, it left a spot on the floor at least that big around after he had crushed it.
Oh
yeah.
What kind of spider was it?
It was one of those Italian species.
Oh, Italians? They have ethnicities, nationalities.
It was a spider that came directly from Italy.
But Italy.
That container came directly from Italy. Yeah, it was an Italian spider. It was one of their.
Where's my phone? Italian spiders.
I was not about to get. Look, I was 20 feet away from it and shaking in my boots. Okay, you would have thought I had Tourette's or something because I was shaking so bad. And I don't do spiders.
Wait, first off, I look up Italian spider and Italian Spider-Man season 1 comes up.
Italian Spider-Man. I mean, he's not no Tom Holland. That looks like Jack Black.
That does look like Jack Black.
He ain't no Tom Holland.
Trailers and clips. Oh my God. What is this? Oh, that's an Italian spider? That's what it looks like?
That was not the spider that I had on my
That's container. Disgusting.
But this sucker was so confounded big, it was disrespectful. I could see it breathing.
Was it this purple one?
No. It was, wait, let me see. It was more similar to that one.
To this one?
Yeah, it was more similar to that one, but it was a lot bigger. If I'm not mistaken, that is a brown recluse spider.
Yeah, something like that. It's some type.
But it was a little bit bigger than him, and I mean that.
Bro, that's disgusting.
Like I said, when he finally got done crunching it onto the floor, the spot was like this big around, and no, it was disgusting. And see, I took my dad with me that day because I take my dad on the truck with me, for the road runs as long as I'm back at the end of the day. And my daddy had to hear me complaining and ranting about it for the next 20 minutes on the way home.
That's disgusting.
It was huge.
Ew.
You've ever seen Home Alone 1? where Kevin is almost caught by the bad guys, and he takes the spider and puts it on that dude's face, and he screams like a girl.
That spider was so big. Oh my god! It started like
it was like that. It was that big. You know, we have to go through the agriculture stations going in and coming out of Florida, and you know they scan the box to make sure that there's not anything in there that's not supposed to be in there.
And they picked their scan and picked up a spider?
No, but I'm surprised it didn't. As big as that thing was.
Bro, that's disgusting.
I was offended just by thinking about that thing being on my truck. It was disgusting. I dropped it off at the yard and I didn't touch it again. I told them they can let somebody else haul it into the port. I'll sacrifice that money.
Ew.
I'm not touching that thing. I want it off my truck.
I just cannot imagine a big old spider just like walking through here, just like walking around like he owns this place.
The reason I'm so terrified of spiders is whenever I was 6 years old, my dad woke me up one night and he got up off the bed, and because we were in the process of moving from one to the next, so I was still my
from one like apartment to another.
No, one because they had just bought the double wide, so we were moving from one to the next, and my bed wasn't ready yet, and so I was sleeping with them that night. And it woke me up when Daddy got off the bed, and all I heard was Mama say, "Do not move and do not look down."
No.
Daddy turned on that light, and the first thing I seen was Daddy coming at me with, I can't remember what it was he was coming at me with, but he was coming at something. And there was a big old black widow sitting right there on my chest. Mind you, I'm 6 years old. I got a little bird cage going on there. And that thing was about as wide as around, black widow sitting right there. Oh. I screamed so loud that the next door neighbors heard me.
Ew. God,
I've been terrified of spiders.
We have black widows in Arizona. Like that was like our stupid mascot for our that was like our mascot or logo or whatever for our unit was black widows. And I was just like, who wants to be a black widow? It's not like no.
Seen the MCU Marvel character Black Widow? Everybody wants to be like her. She was total right on. She played that character so well.
Black Widow?
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. That was her name. Black Widow.
You're right. I don't like that pumpkin eater.
Well, she could be a pumpkin.
I don't like her.
She could be a pumpkin eater all day.
I used to like her.
But if I was half as flexible as her.
That's all she does. And Mrs. Incredible is more flexible than she is. I mean, there's some cool scenes.
Mr. Incredible is made out of rubber.
Yeah,
Mrs. Excuse me.
But Scarlett Johansson. But look, I don't care for Scarlett Johansson because of a lot of things she said.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna.
I can't stand her. Talking about people were upset, like not at her, but they were upset that she was going to be playing a role as a transsexual, right? Mm-hmm. And
I have seen look like she does have a little bit of an accent. I wouldn't put her.
So people it's been going. Things like that have been going on for a while, right? Mm-hmm. Like straight or cisgender people playing transgender people all the time, or heteros playing homos all the time. All these different things, right?
You know they get paid darn good and well,
right?
If they have to kiss a guy.
And so all these communities.
How come I can't get paid to kiss a guy?
You can. You just gotta do porn.
I'm not cute enough to be getting paid for this. I'm not even that good at what I do.
So, So people were going on Twitter like,
I'm a virgin.
Oh my god! All the time, you guys. All the time, like all these people want to play parts that they don't even fit. Like, can we just get actual transsexuals to play the roles and give them more chances to play in a role? And she took that as everybody was talking about her. Yeah, at the time she was the one who was about to do it, but it's like they're just voicing it for all actors and actresses who do that.
Well, something like it just doesn't fit in with that particular character.
Yeah.
One of my favorite TV shows to watch is The Golden Girls.
Oh yeah, God.
Have you ever?
No.
You've never. All right. Well, the one that was supposed to play, that plays Rose, was originally cast to play Blanche, the slut. Rose is the nitwit, a lover of death. She's played by Betty White. May she continue to live because that woman rocks. But Rue McClanahan,
how old is she?
She is, I think, 100.
100.
She
yeah.
turned 100.
I saw on
And
the gay on my gay Facebook page. I saw like,
and she's having sex with dudes our age.
Ew.
Look, I don't know.
Ew, I don't want that image in my head. I don't want that image in my head.
It's Betty White.
I don't want that image in my head. I saw.
I mean, I can tell you about my sister.
I saw this image on my gay Facebook page. It was like Betty White's turning 100 and she invited all of us queens to her birthday party. Yeah. I was like,
yeah,
okay, B, okay, I see y'all. Anyway, so no,
but they when they did the original casting, you know,
yeah,
Betty White went in and said she just couldn't get into the character of Blanche, and Rue McClanahan said she couldn't get into the character of Rose. So they swapped it up, and after that, it was just like that, just like magic. You know, Betty White. Well,
it's just, and the thing is, like, so what she said, her response to like the whole LGBT community was, I can play whatever role I want to play. That's what us good actors and actresses do. We act whatever it is that we do. And then she followed up with, so if I want to act as a tree, I can act like a tree. I don't have to be a tree, or I have ever been a tree to know how to act like a tree. And the whole community was like, first off, your acting skills are on the level of a tree. So you're right. They were clowning her on that. And then the other thing is like, you are so insistent. You don't listen. The point is not that it's not about you playing a trans. It's about about transgender actors and actresses out there not getting acting positions or getting even looked at for acting positions. Yeah. And then there's straight people or, cisgender people playing as transgender people. And then it's like, I'm an actor. This is what I do. Why am I not getting casted? You know, or people like me, and it's frustrating because it gets tiring to see.
We've been trying to fight that issue with Hollywood for years. Like when Gods of Egypt came out, for example.
Oh my God!
You ever notice that was played by a bunch of white people?
Yeah, and it's. I mean, that's the thing. Like she took it so personally, and then to say some ignorant stuff like she said. Yeah. And she was like, so I don't care. I'm going to play this role. And I'm just like, first off, girl, you didn't have to do none of that. Mm-hmm. I can understand maybe want to like respond and be like, I do. Like she could have been like, I understand that people, feel like other people should have gotten this position. But, I don't even know how she could respond, but she probably didn't need to respond because again, it was not directed at her. It is a systematic flaw of, Hollywood. And at the time, her article was just coming up from what her situation was. Right. So I just did not like that. And then like 2 weeks later, she said some more stuff to try and cover up what she said to apologize. And it was even worse. And I was like, stop. And I used to like her, but I don't care about her anymore. So as far as Black Widow, no. And and she did just have a movie earlier 2021 or yeah, I think so. I think the Black Widow movie came out earlier this year.
I'd have to check around and see on that one because I don't know.
Okay, but anyway, I didn't watch it. I was like, I'm not gonna go support her. I haven't watched it. And I guess that'll be one of the movies in MCU that I missed. I'm sure there wasn't any vanilla acting that I missed it because
that was actually one part of the movie series that me and you never really did get to either.
What? Black Widow?
No, the MCU. Because remember, I think we counted up 29 movies.
Oh yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, we never got to it. But regardless, I'm not supporting it because I don't support her. I don't like girl. People do it all the time. You're right. Yeah. Everybody people get mad. Yes. You're right, because we want more representation. But for you to just come out and say some ignorant stuff like that,
yeah, there's plenty of ways she could have went about it.
Exactly, that's like
a bad way to come about it.
It will be like Brokeback Mountain, right, with Jake Gyllenhaal and
Heath Ledger.
Okay, that would be like them coming on and being like, we can act like we're having sex. Like that we're good actors, y'all just mad because we did it better, or I can do whatever I want to do, and blah blah blah. Well,
man, I didn't hear no cheese.
First off,
it was fake.
First off, y'all didn't do that good of a job because if y'all really did that good of a job, we would have known. Mm-hmm. So that's one, and two, like y'all ain't gay unless you like. But it's. I understand. But they never did nothing like that. Even back, when did that movie come out?
It came out early 2000s, I believe.
Really? Yeah.
But a friend of mine made a reference to
2005.
Brokeback Mountain earlier in the week, actually, when we were talking about it. He said they weren't gay. They were doing normal cowboy things.
They were doing normal cowboy things.
Going up there, camping, taking care of the sheep.
Taking care of each other's buttholes.
And, just having a lot of meat. Normal cowboy stuff.
But they were hot.
Leave my history. Leave my history out of this.
I'm telling you, when I moved to Tennessee, I'm going to find me a country teacher.
Oy.
And we're going to reenact Brokeback Mountain.
You going to reenact that?
Mm-hmm. Except it won't be as slow. It's not going to happen as slow. The first 2 hours won't just be a bore.
Oh, okay. Send me the video link to that. I want to see how it goes.
No, I'm not. I'm out of the porn game. I'm not it.
I never said it had to be a porn game.
I'm out of the porn game.
Who said it had to be porn? I just want to critique it. I'm a movie critic. It's what I do. Okay, what? The lighting here could have been better. Why does your leg look like it could have been like maybe 2 inches over this way?
I'm gonna find me a teacher, and I want to marry one of my teachers. And he's going to be a doctor because I have to have a doctor. I have to. I'm going to be a doctor. Like, that's been my goal ever since my last ex-boyfriend from earlier this year. I had to, after that, you can only go up, you can only go up. You know what that does to your mental health to go down? Go backwards, revert backwards in relationships?
Yeah, trust me.
It destroys who you are because you start to feel less and less worth.
I got with somebody that was
more and more worthless. More and more worthless.
I got with somebody one time that was well below my
standards,
my level, and he tried to tell me he was trying to give me the world. No, all he did was give me brain damage and chlamydia.
Yeah.
And see, I'm gay as all get out.
Yeah.
That Katy Perry song, "Do for the Applause," or Lady Gaga, or whomever it is.
Yeah, you're all gay and you don't know who sings that song.
Oh well, excuse me.
Yes, Lady Gaga.
That Lady Gaga song.
Applause.
Yeah, I didn't. I took that song to heart.
Oh my God!
I took that song to heart.
That clap song that the old boy was talking about. Oh, clap. From Sweetie, I needed to listen to that song, whatever song that is. Hold on, let me find the lyrics to it. So, Sweetie,
you're not about to start singing. They clap up in here.
No.
I was about to say the last thing I need for you to do is,
slow clap.
Sing the mating song of my ex.
Oh my God, you're lying to me. Okay, so Gwen Stefani and Sweetie got this slow clap. Since we're on the topic of STIs and STDs, so Gwen Stefani and Sweetie got this song called Slow Clap. Okay. The lyrics are this: clap, 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 the clap, slow clap. I'll be David, you Goliath. What? Set the rule and I'll defy it. You'll be angry, I'll be quiet. You be purple, I'm the violet. What? This is why I don't like Sweetie's music.
Hold on, now hold on. I got to listen. Make sure.
Take a ride.
I don't smell my ex coming around. Good.
Take a ride, cause I'm the co-pilot. What? I'm the ice cream. You're just the diet. Be the captain. I'll be the pirate. You're Billy the Kid. I'll be the Wyatt. What? Are you rooting for me like I'm rooting for you? Let me hear you get loud like surround sound.
I'm not even rooting for this song.
Clap, 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 the clap. Slow clap. Walk into the room like a boss. Slow clap. Putting on a little extra soft. Slow clap. Clap, 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 clap. Like, what is this? Been the champion, rang the bell, rocked the bottom, been through hell, climbed the mountain, now I'm well. I just feel like coming back for the belt. Belt doesn't even rhyme with any of that. I've been slipping and slipping, but now I'm back for double dipping. Huh? Whom? I kidding. I'm winning. My gentleman is for myself. I'm throwing a Hail Mary to no one else. That's why I'm cheering for myself. Clap, 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 clap. Winter, spring, or summer, or the fall. Clap, 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 to clap, clap. It's 5:44 a.m. I surrender. Amen. 5:44 a.m. I surrender. Amen. I cannot stand.
Just listening to that song makes me want to go to the Confetti Clinic for a checkup.
What is that? Okay, so music these days from some people are garbage. Just so horrible.
It's garbage.
Like, what? And then clap, 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 clap.
I grew up with
clap,
a lot.
Clap.
No, I'm not clapping. I got the shot in the butt for that. I'm not clapping no more.
That's not. I need to just start playing that as like my intro instead of all of us doing the clap. Just roll some music, clap, clap.
No, I'd rather somebody instead of that. That was an embarrassment.
That was horrible.
That was an embarrassment. Like, no.
All right, guys. Before we get into the rest of today's episode, if you like what you're hearing here, stay. You know you want to. You know you want to. We always have a lot of stuff, but if you enjoy what you're seeing here, just throw up a like, subscribe, check out our website. We got a lot of different content on there. We do a lot of different things all the time. Pretty awesome. Like I said, this is what, number 15? Something like that. Jesus Christ.
7 plus 8 is 15.
7 plus 8 is 15. If you like what you see here, just stay, hang out, support us. You know, we're trying to grow our community, get it bigger, and get more people like aware of what's going on, or the causes we're trying to causes we're trying to make.
No, you're trying to raise awareness for the cause.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. So of all the awareness we're trying to raise. He said it. Yeah, he said it. So that's what we're trying to do. So, share it with everybody and all those different kinds of things. Before we get into the rest of the content, I want to give an awesome word from today's video sponsor, Sandy Bakes. Hey guys, really quickly, I want to break away from today's episode to kind of talk to you a little bit about our newest partnership and sponsor of today's video, which is Sandy's Bakes. Sandy is a local business owner, Black-owned business owner as well, who makes absolute amazing treats and desserts and things of all sorts, from cupcakes to cakes to kick pops, candy apples, and all different types of things, and offer amazing, great prices too. And they look amazing, they're beautiful. Just look at these amazing cupcakes and this beautiful mental health cake. She takes your orders and will take them above and beyond, make them absolutely beautiful for you. Currently, right now, she is making products for Beaufort and surrounding areas, but if we can get enough, we could probably get her to start shipping across the country pretty soon here. But her company just finally started, it just kicked off, and I could not thank her more for helping sponsor our actual podcast and giving back to the community, and also just being a huge supporter for us all together. And I really wanted to do and give the same back to her. So thank you, Sandy Bakes, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so just wanted to give a good thanks to our sponsor and also to the handsome charming, because I know you guys know that he's some more handsome with the nice gold background. Yeah, P.S. I finally recorded the sponsors. I've been saying in all the episodes, here's not all of them, but in most of them, here's a message from our video sponsor. Not filmed it at all, but I finally did. And so it looks good. I hope you guys like it. It looks really, I'll show you. It looks really good. I'm really happy about the way it came out. It looks really good. Does it? Yeah. It looks really good. All right, guys. So as you guys know, when we come back from our sponsor, we typically start off with a game before we get into actually reading our book and whatnot. And just to kind of keep it, loose and light, because things get pretty deep and heavy and hefty. And, I try.
Does this body scream heavy to you?
So today's game is called Supertheticals. 50 new questions for strange conversations. And
You don't need cards to have a strange conversation.
This is true. This is true. But one reason why I really want to play this with you is because of the hypotheticals or the supertheticals.
Please tell me you didn't buy those just for me.
I bought them for the podcast, and you're the only one that I'm using these with. So,
more or less. Yeah.
I mean, I played with other people not on the podcast, but I just bought it. And I bought it with like my red pill, blue pill,
right
up there, or things, or the aromatic. Yeah.
So you bought that just so you could play them on the podcast with me?
Yeah. I mean, it was only like $25.
I don't know whether to feel scared or special.
Yeah, only like $25.
You know what? It's a good thing my mama did, because otherwise she would have been like, yeah, you special. Ed.
All right, so what is this game? So this is a game where the object is to This is a game where the object is to get a deeper understanding of other people and a deeper understanding of yourself. And very obviously, you know why I wanted to play this with you, or wanted you to play this, because he hasn't talked about it yet. But one thing I do know about him is that when it comes to emotions and whatnot, he prefer to be like a robot, right? Yeah.
The term is Tin Man.
Tin Man, like from not the Witch in the Wardrobe.
The
Wizard of Oz. There we go. I knew it started with a W, and there was witches in it. Okay, yeah. Like,
the Wizard of Oz. What was the one thing the Wizard of Oz had to give to the Tin Man?
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like being heartless.
And that's why I want to do this, because I don't think necessarily the ones that I picked are going to be emotional,
right?
But definitely going to get you to think a little bit, probably. And that's what I want to know. That's what I think would really help. Just, a little bit.
You trying to get me to cry? My mascara starts crying. We're gonna have a problem. Okay. I already look like a clown as it is. I don't need to look like a sad one too.
I don't want you to cry. That's not the goal. This isn't Spider-Man. No Way From Home, which that movie makes everybody cry. And if it doesn't make you cry, you're a monster. You're a monster. Good movie. Anyway. So
look, I must be a monster then.
The only goal is the quality of the conversation. Mm-hmm. The more details you're willing to provide about yourself, and the more honest you're willing to be, the more fun you'll have. Mm. So what's going to happen is on these cards, there's a hypothetical person or a specific person. Okay. And with the hypothetical person, it's just somebody that is not real. Nobody, you just make up or create this person in your head. Okay.
Well, I mean, I've got 13 different personalities. That hypothetical person might be one.
And then the other one is a specific person. So it's somebody that you actually know, a real life person. Okay. So I'll identify which one they are before I tell you. All right, so, or before I read you the cards. So on the cards, there are scenarios, and then there is a description, of said person. Thanks. Of said person.
Right.
Okay. So I'll give the scenario of said person, and I'll say, imagine this being, right? Mm-hmm. And so after that, once you imagine this being, you got this being in your head or whatever, a specific or hypothetical person, I'll then read the scenario. And then I ask a question at the end.
Okay, but don't be surprised if the image in my head of this person ends up being a Guzzlord from Sun and Moon Pokemon.
Let me see. What's a good, easy one to start off with? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, easy one. In the words of Adele, go easy on me.
Go easy.
I tried to sing that the other day to my dog. And that confounded good for nothing started howling like I was hurting her ears or something.
Many would do the same thing.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm half offended. Like, if I had feelings, they would be hurt.
Oh, my God.
Like, I am not that bad. And she's on the other side of the house,
Right,
I'm just sitting there singing. And I'm like, you blind bitch.
Minnie tries to, match my voice.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. This is a specific person. So a real person. All right? Specific person. All right. So imagine that this specific person is someone in your life that you strongly dislike. Okay. You don't have to know them well, but you need to know them well enough that they also know you, In other words, it can't be someone you hate but have never met them in person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
You got that person in your head?
Yeah.
That was quick.
I didn't even have to think on that one. All right, look, somebody I dislike, I already know who I'm targeting.
All right. Here I almost say here on the Shade Room. Here on the Mental Lab. It quickly goes to a Mental Lab to the Shade Lab. Okay? It's real quick.
Or the mental ward.
Or the mental ward.
Well,
Shade ward. Okay, you got that imaginary person or that specific person in your head, right?
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So this person does not realize that you suddenly have the power to give them an illness. It can be any type of illness with any level of distress. A mildly annoying sore throat, the sniffles, a nagging headache, influenza, or even pancreatic cancer. Or COVID, I guess. If you choose to do this, your enemy will have no idea how they acquired the ailment, and neither will anyone else. Your involvement will be totally undetectable.
Okay.
In other words, you can give them any sickness you desire, and no one will know. Do you give this person an illness, and what illness do you give them?
Yes, amoebic dysentery.
What? Why? I don't even know what that is.
Amoebic dysentery?
Yes.
More or less is where you have a running off the bowels that's uncontrollable. Eventually, you'll get dehydrated and die.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Because I hate him.
But why was it so easy for you to answer that?
Because I hate him.
Why? Okay. But even when it comes to hating somebody, you want that on them? You wish that on them? Not that I'm judging. I just want to know.
I wish it on anybody.
Why?
Because I hate people. I became a truck driver so I don't have to deal with people.
I feel like you got to deal with a lot of people as a truck driver. I mean, like, you're in the truck by yourself.
You darn right, and I love every second of it, too.
Yeah, but I feel like all the voices and the audio and the radios. Yeah,
I don't have a CBF in there. They don't bother me.
Wow.
I have a Bluetooth, and I have a confident...
What did this person do? Did this person do something to you specifically?
He's an asshole. He was my old boss.
Okay.
Me and that man almost got into multiple fights, and he knew better than to try me. And he was terrified of me. He raised his voice at me one time, and you know what I told him? Like, you got the wrong fucking faggot to raise your voice at, because I raised mine back. Okay,
so I guess my next question is, would you not feel any remorse or regret?
Nope.
And is this because of the Tin Man thing, or is this because you hate him?
Nah, I hate him.
Okay, well, what about somebody else? Okay, so what about somebody that you don't hate as strongly?
You mean like the dodo bird that gave me brain damage and chlamydia?
Yes.
I mean, I might feel a little bit because, let's be honest, he is an easy lay if I ever get lonely. But it's a convenient, easy, quick, you know, give him a McDouble, he'll do anything I want. Wham, bam, done. I can go home. But, no, I wouldn't feel remorse then either.
So is that the Tin Man, or is that...
That would be the Tin Man effect.
So, like, what is that like to... Because, I mean, if this were me, there's a few people that I cannot stand. But I don't know if I would want them to poop themselves to death.
No, the reason I'm okay with that is because the way I see it, and I know you're probably going to get a giggle out of this, but his last few days, he's going to have a shitty last few days.
God. What? Okay, okay.
Am I wrong?
What about his family?
I don't care. They don't like him anyways. The man's got 3 ex-wives.
Oh my God. I mean, look. All right. I guess the next one. That was easy for you. That would be hard for me. All right. Here's another specific person.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
you ain't gonna give me none of them hypotheticals, are you?
I give you. Okay, here we go.
No, I'm just asking out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'll pull some more. I'll pull different ones. All right. So another specific person.
I was just curious.
Okay. So try to remember the first person you had a conversation with today.
That's easy.
The conversation must include a minimum of one complete sentence from each party. If you live with this person, they're not eligible. Okay, so you don't live with me.
No, I don't live with you. The first sentence out of my mouth was, come over here and lay on my chest. You was, okay. Nope, I got to get up.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember that.
You awake in the hospital bed. Your head is pounding and covered in bandages. You can't remember anything that has happened since yesterday evening, although your long-term memory is fine. The doctor explains that you've suffered a serious concussion, but no permanent damage. You ask what happened. The doctor says that you got into an argument with the imagined person, and that argument escalated into a physical altercation, and you lost the fight. You don't know what happened, but what do you assume caused the fight?
I'm not going to give an honest answer on that one. It's me and you we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Let's back up to 5 months ago. Or just like 5 months ago. Somebody that you had a first conversation with.
5 months ago? Let's see. That would put it at July. July of this year, what was I doing? Who was I doing? I don't remember either. I was helping look after
Okay, when you were married. Your ex-husband. What if this situation happened to you?
Don't get me wrong. Me and my ex-husband, we get along greatly now.
Now. Right.
At that particular moment in time and I've just gotten divorced in May of this year anyway. If there was ever something between he and I getting into an argument, 9 times out of 10, it was because he took my confounded debit card and decided to go on a shopping spree. Either that or, well, I could argue about the fact that he always decided, a lot of times he would spend more time with his friends than he would with me, Mm-hmm. At the time, I tried to teach him financial responsibility and whatnot.
With your debit card?
Well, he had one of his own after a while.
His practical application was your debit card.
Yeah, his stress relief was my debit card, and that's the problem. Like, that's one of the problems I run into even with, relationships nowadays, because of my job. It's either they want sex or they want money or they want both. That's that's why I stay single. Mm-hmm. They want 1, 2, or 3. Mm-hmm. And my ex-husband, well, don't get me wrong. We loved each other. We did. But there were multiple times where I'm surprised he didn't kill me in my sleep. We couldn't have Mexican because we would literally fight in our sleep.
You can have Mexican?
No, anytime we ate Mexican food, we were fighting in our sleep. Literally.
What?
I would literally wake up with knots and bruises all over me, and so would he.
How? But
did
you get night terrors from Mexican food?
Well, see, he's already got PTSD from an incident that happened when he was 13.
Okay.
And so, I did what I could to help him out with it and what have you, but there were still nights to where even then it wasn't enough. Mm-hmm. There was one night, for example, where, I slept with my pistol beside my head. It was just us, I didn't have to worry about a kid getting it, a dog getting it, or anything like that. In his sleep.
What does a dog want to do with the pistol?
Ruger's very nosy. The last thing I needed is for him to touch it and it just knocked down. And, misfires are rare, but they do happen,
Okay, yeah.
But he reached over.
I'm just really trying to imagine the dog, picking it up with his mouth, and, his tooth goes in the actual trigger handle. And
woof, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay.
Picture Minnie doing that for crying out loud.
Minnie would just sniff and be like, oh, that's not food. I don't want that.
Yeah, but can you picture her holding a gun now?
No, I can picture Mickey doing it because he's psychotic. Yeah, and he knows how to open Tupperware. My cat knows how to open up Tupperware dishes of sugar. By the way, don't ever get a cat if you don't have one. Just letting you know, you're going to have Tupperware dishes being open, aluminum foil wrapped up on top of things. How does he know how to put aluminum foil on things? I don't know. That part is a lie. But he definitely did open up the Tupperware dish.
And your friends and family are going to go home with their hands tore up. Every time I come over here, I've got at least a good 24 scratches and holes in my arms and hands. Yeah. He really loves me, doesn't he?
So how'd you get out of that marriage when things were like that bad?
Well,
because a lot of people can't get out of situations like that. Was there anything that held you to it?
Yeah.
Because I know as a 10 man, were you a 10 man back then?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that
I've been a 10 man.
And there was things that held you to it.
My ex-husband and I have come to an understanding. The reason that we stayed together as long as we did is, quite frankly, the sex was just that damn good. You know, even after we had done split, working on getting divorced, we were still having sex. It was just that damn good, okay?
You know, shockingly enough...
And a lot of people stay in bad relationships just because the sex is really that good.
And shockingly enough, so with my whole sex addiction and all that stuff, like, sex is extremely tied to emotions for me, right? Good emotions, sex. Bad emotions, sex. All those kinds, whatever. Arguments, celebration, well, it doesn't matter. Sex. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I guess has never tied me to anybody was sex. You know, no matter how good or fun or whatever it was or how addicting it is.
You can always find someone else to take that place.
Or I just don't need it, or I don't really think about it. So like with my ex-husband, we stopped having sex like really when the relationship was going down. Mm-hmm. And I just wasn't feeling it, and I wasn't really attracted to him in that way anymore, and all those things. So like with the decline of a relationship for me, sex goes out the door. Mm-hmm. And so it's actually something it's actually like I relate to a lot of things, especially when it comes to sex, but not when it comes to, like you just said, like sticking around because the sex is good. Even though you're working on getting, you know, separated and divorced and all those kinds of things, you're still doing it. Like I can still like, no.
Well, see,
I don't know.
We were over the road in 2018, 2019.
What does that mean?
Over the road.
Is that like
truck driving. We were both on the truck together.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, in January of that year, we got told that my dad needed that double bypass. Well, my mom and dad being, you know, old school Christian folk, you know, still not allowed to sleep together, even if we're married, you know, just because gay orientation.
Yeah.
So I stayed, you know, I moved in to help take care of Daddy while he was recovering.
Right, yeah.
He moved in onto the second property over there where my sister stays at. And I would go over there once in a while, but mainly my first priority was to look after Daddy. You know, there were multiple nights where Daddy stayed in that living room and he would sleep in the recliner. That way he was right there next to me in the event something happened. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we really kind of just more or less kind of quit sleeping together, you know, in the same bed. But if we had a free moment or two, it was on like Donkey Kong. It was on. But as time went on, we kind of started drifting apart even more. Yeah. And then he more or less went into the whole cross-dressing thing. Oh,
yeah. You did talk about that.
And I'll be the first one. Look, I love my ex-husband to death. You know, he's a very good friend of mine. Uh-huh. I can deal with it now.
Yeah, probably much more mature in your homosexuality. It took a little time
because that's not exactly, you know, my best friend is a crossdresser. I love my bitch to death, okay? Uh-huh. But
there's a difference.
I'm just not attracted to it.
Yeah.
You know, and it took a little bit of time for me to actually grow used to seeing the man that I've known for 5 years look like a woman now. You know, and when he first started, let's be honest, he looked like a sad clown, looked like he got gangbanged by Crayola. And I've got a reputation to uphold, okay? You're not about to go out in public looking like that. So with him being colorblind, I had to help him.
And he was colorblind?
I had to help color coordinate, do the hair proper, you know, the nails, the accessories. I had to help with everything. And
that was why y'all still married?
No, this is why we were getting divorced.
Okay.
And now
still having sex?
Yes.
During that?
Just without
That's
that
when it
stuff
cut
on.
out? Without it on?
Without that stuff on, I could have sex with him all damn day. But as soon as if that stuff was on, and I made a little, you know, there was a couple of times where I made light of it, you know, just to kind of make myself a little easier with it. And we slept together one weekend. I was like, you know, this really, last night, it kind of bothered me. It was like, what bothered you? I was like, well, last night I wanted to run my fingers through your hair, but then I remembered it was over there on the dresser.
I cannot stand you. I cannot stand you.
You know, he punched the hell out my arm for that.
Oh my God. Yeah, you would have ended up in the hospital.
He punched the hell out of my arm. But there were so many times where my friends, they were like, Adam, how has he still let you live? You know, because there was one time, whenever you get into that happy relationship, you know how you kind of gain a little happy weight and whatnot? My ex-husband had abs when we met. By the time, you know, within the first year, not so much.
Uh-huh.
By the time our first 1 year anniversary come around, not so much. So there was one night I knelt down to, you know, ask what he wanted. I was going to make his plate for him because he was busy on the phone. I was like, what do you want for dinner? And I knelt down because, you know, my ex-husband, 5'5", I'm 6'3".
Oh my God.
You know? He's so confined and short, he can sit on the sidewalk and still swing his legs.
Speaking of short, I saw an article or something like that yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was like short people have more sex. Yeah, was that you? No, maybe that was Emily. I can't remember. But she said short people have more sex.
My ex-husband is 5'5", and we were having sex all the damn time.
Yeah, maybe that. Do you think it's healthy to stay with somebody just for sex?
Look, keeping it NSA has always been something I excelled at, with the exception of one time in my entire life, and I feel very bad about that. But nonetheless, I can excel in NSA situations because, quite frankly, I don't like people.
Right.
Okay? If it's just for sex, it's just for sex. I don't care. I ain't got to sit there and tell you my problems. You ain't got to tell me your problems. We know what the deal is. No attachment. I'm awesome with that.
And I only ask that because there's lots of people out there who, especially who have mental health things going on, who either turn to lots of sex with lots of people,
right?
Or you get the more people who feel like isolating and staying away from people completely, like completely. So that's why I asked if it was healthy, if you feel like it's healthy. And for me,
my ex-husband had going on was far from healthy.
Oh, see that? Okay, so that's the question.
I'll be the first one to tell you it was far from healthy, but it was good while we would, you know, it was good, but it was unhealthy. But at the same time, though, it helped us both grow as individuals. You know, now, like with his cross-dressing, for example, you wouldn't be able to tell that was a dude up under there, you know. He came to the house when my mother passed away. He met me and Daddy at the house that night when we'd come back from the hospital. My daddy's known him for 5 years. You know, my daddy didn't recognize him. And still doesn't to this day. When he comes over to the house, does not recognize him. Adam, who's that girl? Why did she hug me? I don't know her. I'm like, Daddy, that's my ex-husband. And I gave him a nickname for whenever he first started. I called him a little chick. What a dick.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Oh, hypothetical person.
I need alcohol to do this shit, man. I'm telling you. Hypothetical person?
Hypothetical person.
Okay, hit me with your best shot.
All right, so this person reminds you of yourself, except much older and terminally ill.
My daddy.
No real person. Hypothetical person.
Oh, never mind. We're good.
Hypothetical person.
Sorry, Daddy. I love you.
All right, so you got it?
Okay.
So same things, basically reminds you of you, but older, much older and terminally ill. Okay, so you meet this person during the final days of their life. The friendship is instant, intimate, and profound. It's uncanny how much they seem like an older version of yourself. As they reminisce, it's uncanny how much they seem like an older version of yourself. As they reminisce about the existence they have led, it's as if they're telling you the story of their own life, of your own life, except experienced during a different era in a different place. The jobs they've held, the people they've loved, the problems they face, almost every anecdote.
Let me see.
I've seen that word before. I just don't words.
Anecdote.
Anecdote.
Yeah.
Not antidote, but anecdote. Hey Google, How do you pronounce Anecdote?
Anecdote.
Anecdote. Okay.
Anecdote.
Thanks. Almost every anecdote feels like a version of your own. After 3 days of conversation, they ask you to draw closer. Come here.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
Come here. Let's draw closer. They need to tell you something important. As I'm sure, he says, as I'm sure you've already realized, they begin, you are making at least one massive mistake in your life that you will always regret. But it's not too late for you. Then the person closes their eyes, exhales deeply, and dies. What do you assume they were going to tell you?
The fact that I'm a tin man.
Oh, okay.
I have been told multiple times through the years that is going to be my biggest downfall. Because of the fact that I can flip a switch and go from someone who is sweet and caring to someone who is as cold as stone.
Mm-hmm.
But I like being that way because it allows me to do what I have to do to make the hard choices without being emotionally involved, and that's a problem.
What kind of choices?
You're in the military.
Uh-huh.
You know what choices. I was Cav Scout. I was combat.
Okay. Like, well, I mean, you know, I ain't done no combat stuff.
I did.
Right, okay.
Didn't get a Purple Heart for nothing.
You got a Purple Heart? You have 2?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Oh, you don't talk about it?
I don't talk about it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that at all. Well, okay, so is that whenever you started the 10-man thing going on, or was it before that, or what? Did it help you get through that, or is that like a result?
Part of that is part of the result of what I've had to do, with the things you've had to see. Sometimes you can't go into a combat situation and...
With everything just turned on, with all the emotions and heart and all that stuff turned on, right?
Because I grew up hearing my daddy talk about his Vietnam days. Daddy was artillery. When he wasn't on the artillery, he was on the ground with the rest of them as an infantryman. And my daddy, to this day, you know, he didn't have the infantry training, like the actual, this is what you're going to go see every day, you know. He was trained specifically for artillery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he had to worry about seeing somebody
boots on the ground, yeah,
and being boots on the ground,
and like
yeah.
on like patrols and all that stuff, right?
Daddy had to kill a kid that was only 2 years old, and here it is now, almost 50 years later, and my daddy can still see that kid's face every night when he goes to bed.
Jesus Christ, I did not know that.
When you do that, it's not exactly something you forget.
Jesus, so like. And
it, in a sense, it hardens your heart a little bit. When you have to see that, when you have to do that. And I was also a firefighter at 18, you know. I hadn't graduated high school yet. I'm an April baby, so I still had time between the time of graduating and then, you know, leaving out.
Life.
So I still had time to at least do something, you know, and they were constantly putting me through training and everything. But, you know, I also responded to calls that I didn't have to respond to anyways, you know. And unfortunately, a lot of times you do get calls where you're looking at a body on the interstate or you're having to pull a body from a burnt home.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I did not know that. So it's a protective thing for you, as well as a tool that you use to make decisions. And does that ever get in the way of your life? Is there any times where being a 10-man like blocks you from?
I mean, I'm pretty sure through the years I could have had at least 1 or 2 healthy relationships, you know, if I hadn't been so cold, to say the least. Take my ex-husband, for example. When he and I got together, you couldn't look at him and sneeze without him going and crying up in that corner over there, you know. And there were times with me being, he was that...
Just codependence? Got it.
No. The mental and emotional abuse he'd had from several past relationships.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, there were times where I probably
ate it.
Was a little too cold to the point where you were a drill instructor. I broke him down and had to build him back up. Yeah. And maybe there were times where I was just a little too hard, and the way I tell everybody, my ex-husband is one, to who he was then as far as personality, mentality, and the strength of his own self, to now, my ex-husband is my biggest accomplishment, but also my biggest failure.
Jesus. Wow. Wow. And do you regret any of like your decisions, your protective decisions? Because when it comes, and I tell this to people all the time. I think I might have said it to you guys before, but we do things that everybody's entitled to their own emotions, right? Mm-hmm. I told you this before. Everyone is entitled to their own emotions. Like everyone's emotions are valid. Yeah. Everybody's feelings are valid. And it's the things we do with those that can be healthy or unhealthy. It's something that I've learned. And you choose to kind of just block them out or, put them on the wayside or whatever. But that's why I say, but all of our actions every action we take, no matter whether we're doing it, falsely or accidentally or on purpose or truthfully or whatever, every action we take, we do it for survival. Mm-hmm. Survival is like the thing that's on our heads. Like, yeah, we don't always think like, oh, let me go to the store and get some cereal because I need cereal to survive. We don't think that, but that's just part of human nature. That's just part of how our brains are wired to survive. And so we do things, our brains subconsciously do things like block things out. Like, for instance, like I said, my brain blocked out, when I was drugged and raped a few years ago. My brain blocked out a lot of stuff that happened, when I was growing up. And one thing I never did forget, though, was like getting jumped in the bathroom when I was in eighth grade. Like, I didn't forget that thing. But some things are just so traumatic for us that our brain does things just for our own survival, right? And so I asked if you regret it ever, because one thing that I try and remind myself when I look back at things I could have done either better or did something differently or whatever, and I start to not really forgive myself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that gets difficult sometimes because it's like, well, I did that because it was best for me in that moment. Right. And that was all I knew how to do, or that was all I could do for my survival. Right. But like telling myself that doesn't always work. So what about you? Like,
going about doing it for your own survival now has a different consequence in the long run than what it would have had then. And a lot of times you'll catch yourself thinking about it 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road. And you'll regret
or regurgitates itself in the form of nightmares or flashbacks.
I have a saying, and I live by this saying. Uh-huh. A life without regrets is not a life worth living. Fear is not the absence of courage, or courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something is more important than fear. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all.
Say that one more time.
Which one?
Courage, fear.
Okay.
Say that again.
Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something is more important than fear. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah, that's going on a shirt or something. But I get that. And so, do you regret it at all?
No.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I think that's healthy. Do you think that's healthy? Not to regret it?
If you allow yourself to have regrets, eventually you'll allow yourself to be consumed by them. And that within its own self has driven more people to suicide and drug and alcohol addictions and who knows what other plethora of bad behavior, bad things they've allowed or have done because of these things.
Right.
And if you live with regrets, eventually you're going to be eaten at by them.
What about lack of forgiveness, because I feel like regret and forgiveness kind of goes hand in hand, but I feel like forgiveness comes after. No. Yeah, would you say forgiveness comes after regret, or regret is built because of not being able to forgive yourself?
I never said anything about forgiveness.
I know you didn't, but that's on my head. Because that's what I want to know now. Because I feel like...
Well, technically, forgiveness comes... It can go either way.
Okay.
You can forgive you can forgive somebody and regret that it happened, or you can regret that it happened and not forgive them. You know?
Or forgive yourself.
Or forgive yourself. Now, forgiving yourself is the hard task. You know, you can forgive somebody all darn day, and it'd be as easy as pie, you know?
Right.
But can you forgive yourself?
And then you could regret not forgiving yourself. And then potentially
we've all done
hate that you don't regret that, hate that you regret it, and then all this cycle. Yeah.
We've all done things that we can't forgive ourselves for, or that we struggle to forgive ourselves for every day. Every one of us.
I just want to know how your forgiveness mindset kind of fit into that.
Well, the way I look at it, I can forgive you, but don't expect me to forget.
Yeah.
Because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me 3 times?
And I'm going to put a bitch down.
Okay, let's just do one more.
I like to fight.
All right. Last one. We'll do the last one. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to move this one. All right, last one, guys. So, specific person. Okay. All right.
These
last one.
Dangerous. You did this to me on
purpose. I didn't read these. I just looked at like a few words. I was like, okay, just whatever. So specific person. There are no provisions or limitations in this scenario. Okay. So imagine any specific person you want, famous or unknown, real or fictional.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay. Depends on the situation that you're.
I'm confused about the person you want. Oh, imagine anybody you want. You want to imagine. Okay, that's what they're saying. Imagine anybody you want to imagine. Famous, unknown, real, or fictional.
It depends on the situation you're about to describe to me.
Well, pick a person.
Pick a person,
or pick 2, I guess.
Pick 2 people. Oh Lord.
Yeah, just pick one. All right, just pick one. So you are now this person.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
You got one.
Okay.
Set. All right. So you're now this person living their life. If the person is fictional, you exist within the world their character inhabits. So kind of like Free Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
You look exactly like them. You have all their skills and flaws, and everyone else recognizes and treats you as the person you selected. You inherit all of their memories, but you also retain all the memories and knowledge you have right now.
Okay.
You will never return to your previous life.
Okay.
Upon making this transformation, what is the first thing you want to do? This is a fun one, I think, maybe.
I'm turning into an X-Man.
What? Oh, because you picked the X-Man character.
Yeah. I'm turning into an X-Man.
Well, you are an X-Man, or were you just a mutant that's not an X-Man?
No, you said it could be a fictional character.
Uh-huh.
I chose a fictional character for that one.
That's already in the X-Men? Yeah. Or that's not an X-Men? Yeah. Well, you already be an X-Men, so that can't be the first thing you're going to do because you're already
I know, but I'm trading my body out for an X-Man.
Right. Oh, so you're not telling what the first thing you would do after transformation. Okay. So what's the first thing you would do after transformation?
I'm reading somebody's mind.
Whose mind?
I don't.
Well, so what, you picked Magneto? Is that him?
No.
Or I don't know. X-Men.
I'm choosing Professor X. I've always been psychology and sociology have always been my thing.
Yeah, but you were so nervous to come on and talk here.
Like I said,
you did a good job though.
I can command a company. I can't command a camera.
Okay.
You know how many times I've looked at that thing?
I don't know.
Maybe 5 times.
So Professor X, and you want to read people's minds. So why people read people's minds?
Why?
Yeah, why read their minds?
Not only can I read their mind, I can also control their thoughts.
Yeah. Why would you want to do that?
Because as one of the previous questions you asked me, I'm going after my old boss. I am P to the E to the TTY. I do not care.
Yeah, just done.
And I'm a
Okay.
Because I want to know
what's the next thing you would do.
I want to know what goes through that little narcissist brain every day.
Well, what's the next thing you would do?
Next thing I would do? Well, let's see. considering I'm bound in a wheelchair, I don't really know, because technically having sex in a wheelchair is not that easy. I mean, I guess I could be Meals on Wheels, but don't look at me like that. You ain't ever heard that joke? What do you call a prostitute in a wheelchair? Meals on Wheels.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. I think that's all we have. Meals on Wheels?
Yeah. Where does a one-legged...
I'm thinking of Professor X trying to have sex with somebody in a wheelchair. And I'm not trying to think that, but that's just what's in my head.
Do you see how bony these arms are? Does it look like I've got the potential to sit there and try and do all this? No, okay? No.
Oh my God.
And I could sit there and do it with anybody I want, okay? Like, take Ryan Reynolds, for example, his wife, I could have sex with Ryan Reynolds and he'd be thinking that it's his wife the whole damn time, and I'm just... he'll wake up in the morning and wonder why his butt's sore, but still.
And you probably wouldn't wonder. We all know Ryan Reynolds, likes men. Him and Andrew Garfield making out, which, by the way...
I just want Tom Holland to go gay, because that's my soulmate right there. He just don't know it. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Thanks for that image. And a lot of other images from today's episode.
Professor X trying to get laid?
Yes. But guys, if you, like I said earlier, if you like the stuff that we talk about here, it's not always like this. I mean, for the most part, it's always like this, but in some other manner, in some other way.
Oh, I'm always like this.
Nah, he's always like this. But if you like what we got going on here, we're trying to get the community bigger, and we're trying to just raise some awareness for some good causes. And it's a very important thing for the world right now to be able to kind of go somewhere and have a good community, a community that understands sadness and depression, even when they're Tin Men. But there's a reason, there's a reason why.
And you wanted to raise awareness on the fact that I like to be a robot.
Yeah, and because there's people like that,
that want to be like me or are like me.
Growing up, I sucked at emotions. I think I might have talked about it before, but my therapist, like 4 years ago, she was like, yeah, I think you might have been depressed all your life because a lack of emotions is a form of depression. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, and all my life, I used to tell myself all the time, like, even my ex-husband hated it because I never gave him any kind of emotional play at all. Like, I'm not going to get angry. I chose to marry you. There's no reason that I should be mad about something or upset or sad. If I want to be happy, I want to be happy. And I was always happy. So, so I get it. But there's lots of different forms of different everything out there with people, especially how we all manage our emotions, our feelings. And so thank you for sharing everything you did share today. If there's anybody out there who is struggling to do things in a more mindlessly emotional way or less emotional way, in a Tin Man style. If there's people who are trying to be heartless or are heartless or trying to come out of it, what kind of things would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, under normal circumstances, I would tell them smoke crack, but that's not a good idea.
We don't promote drug use here on the Mental Lab. I feel like I gotta say that every episode. We don't promote irresponsible alcohol drinking, alcohol use, and we don't. Alcoholism. Yes, and we don't promote unresponsible. I just said the word irresponsible drug use. If you're taking psychological and prescription, take it as it's prescribed.
Do you, boo? Follow them doctor's orders.
What would you tell them?
What would I tell them? Personally, right on. Go right ahead. It's better to be heartless in today's society than it is to have a heart to begin with. Because nowadays, you're so much more likely to be hurt, with the way things are. Take people our age, for example. Granted, I'm a couple years older than you, but most people our age nowadays, they're only in it for one thing, a relationship for one thing. And as soon as the bigger, better thing comes along, they're going to throw you away like you're yesterday's trash. And you're going to be sitting there wondering, you're going to be sitting over here on your couch for days or weeks or even wondering why you weren't good enough.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's better to be heartless. And I live by a very simple rule when it comes to people. everybody is expendable, including my own flesh and blood.
Mm-hmm.
I will get rid of you at a moment's notice if I so much as feel as if you were using me. I will get rid of you in an instant. Because whereas you'll be hurt, I won't be. I'll be just fine. You know? I'd rather be heartless than have one. That's where Tin Man got it wrong. And Miranda Lambert was right when she made that song Tin Man. You know, he don't know how lucky he is. Yeah. Because now, it's not worth having it.
All right, well, I think definitely...
you know, this bottle was...
Definitely, it was full when we started.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Definitely, guys, make sure you check out more content. I'll have, like I always do, every episode it'd be down... Let me think. Okay, so it'd be down here somewhere. Down here somewhere where something that...
In the comment below?
No. It's going to be on the screen.
In the description?
Remember on the screen.
Little box thingamajiggies.
Yeah, down there is going to be some merch from him. Not really from him, but some of the things that he said. You guys have seen this far. You know, there's always some merchandise that matches each episode. No, there's a merchandise.
Okay, so you're going to have something printed up with a Tin Man on it?
Yeah, I guess. Tin Man.
Or maybe
a saying or some quote that you said.
A person with a heart-shaped hole going straight through them.
Something. Yeah, there'd be something. It'd be down there. I don't know what it is just yet because obviously we're filming right now. But you guys will see it when you see this because, you know, it would have been done and made.
You can always go to Spencer's or Hot Topic and get that one shirt that I got that said 0 fucks given.
Or you could go to the Mental Lab marketplace and support and donate and all that stuff back because the money just goes back to you guys. It goes back to you guys. And speaking of which, I just want to thank you guys for making this part to the end. I want to give an extra special thank you to anybody who's watched the entire thing and they're going to like and comment, follow, check out our community. I want to give a thank you to all you guys for all the support that you're giving us and growing and all that stuff.
Look, if they made it this far along, was looking at this ugly ass mug of mine, girl, they deserve some props, okay? Let me hand them a $5 bill or something. Take them out to eat, something.
But thanks, guys. Make sure you check out our website, bishopmentallab.com. All types of new content up there every week. And that's all I really have. So you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.